Hey y'all, so this is part 2 of my thoughts on who the F did I marry? 10 minutes is not enough time to talk about this series. That's why it was 50 parts. 10 minutes is not enough time to even go through the level and the complexity and the depth of this story. Okay, so what I was really talking about is that this is a mindset issue, not a red flag issue, because when you really want something, you will overlook all the red flags, right? The red flags won't matter because I want what I want when I want it. And your brain, your mind can convince you, your ego can convince you that this is it, this is important, all that other stuff don't matter, even though all that other stuff is way more important than what's going on in your head. That's what we do, right? And there are so many examples. I know several women who have been through something similar. You think about, okay, I'm not being no disrespect to Nigerians. I love my Nigerian brothers and sisters. I have Nigerian clients. I have Nigerian friends. This is no disrespect. They were talking about the Nigerian scammers or the scammers, right? And a lot of women who were sending money to men they never even met. Think about this. Men they never even met, never even had an actual conversation with. Sometimes it was strictly email. They were emailing back and forth and asking for money. Sometimes it might be on the phone. I don't even think they were like FaceTiming and stuff. And I know women who have been scammed out of thousands and thousands of dollars. I remember years ago I had a client who experienced this, and she was traumatized from this experience when she figured out that this person was not real, that it was a scamming situation. Thousands of dollars she sent to some unknown person. We don't even know who this person was, if they were a man, right? Could have been a whole village. We don't know what was going on. But my point is, this has been happening. It will continue to happen. ReesaTeesa is not the only one that this has happened to. The difference is she came out and took her L in public. She told us what was going on, while many of y'all are suffering and taking L's in private and then sitting here judging her like, oh my God, I would never do that. Oh my goodness, she crazy. Oh my God, what's wrong with her? Ma'am, sit down. Have a seat. Because you taking lots of L's. You just ain't telling nobody, and we will never know. And that's okay. Y'all don't have to tell your business. I'm going to tell you something right now. If that happened to me, y'all would never know. It would never see the light of day. That would be between me and God. I probably wouldn't even tell my family. You hear me? They wouldn't even know. It'd be between me and God. Right? If I wrote a book, it would be anonymous. It would be under a pen name. Y'all would never in your life know that I had experienced something like that. So that's why I commend her, because it's a masterclass, and so many women are going to benefit from her experience. What she shared with us, the level of detail that she broke everything down. That's why I had us in the chokehold. It's not like this is new. It was the level of detail and being able to see from start to finish, like how things escalated. Right? And we felt like we were vicariously living through her, like we were going through it with her, because she was telling us, like, it was almost like she was reliving it and we were right there with her. And so she did, obviously everybody's saying, she's a phenomenal storyteller. She is a phenomenal storyteller. But more than that, this is her story, and it's going to help so many women. And I was talking about Laura, I should have got her name, Jennifer, the godmother of Hollywood, who was scammed, relationship she was in. Y'all remember Dear John? The Netflix, that's why she absolutely, listen, this story could absolutely be on Netflix. Dear John, the guy that was playing the doctor, didn't even look like a doctor. He was just white. He was some random white dude. He ain't look like no doctor. And he scammed his whole way into this woman's life, living with her, everything. It happens. And she was rich. It happens. Another one that I was thinking of, Bad Surgeon. I don't know if you saw Bad Surgeon on Hulu. Was it on Hulu or Netflix? Both Hulu and, so this happens all the time. This is why, ReesaTeesa can make a lot of money. Because what happens is when somebody gets a series that's good, then all the networks do it. So Netflix will have their version, and then Hulu will have their version. Peacock will have their version. Look, she could be on 3 different networks, okay? Same story told in different ways. So I really do hope she gets her money, because, you know, this is way better than a lot of that other stuff out there. And I know, because I watch it. But Bad Surgeon, the guy who was going around, he was an actual surgeon. He was just killing people, though. He was not a good surgeon. It's crazy. He was killing people. Dude was straight up killing folks. Well, he had a whole relationship with the newscaster who was covering his story. They started a relationship, and he was flying her all around the world. And again, he had money. Flying her all around the world, telling her, wait. I need y'all to hear this. Stick with me. If you stick with me. Telling her, obviously, they had this whirlwind romance, that they were going to get married. And then he says, he said he was doing surgery, and he was a doctor for the Obamas and for all these other celebrities and rich people, right? Wait for it, though. But then he says when they get married, first he said he was going to plan the whole wedding for them. Then he says they're going to get married at the Vatican. Then he says the Pope is going to marry them. The Pope. The Pope. The Pope. He personally knew the Pope, and the Pope was going to marry them, excuse me. Needless to say, that wedding never happens. She found out he was already married with kids. But he scammed her. I mean, now when I say scam, he didn't get any money. You know what I mean? It wasn't like he was trying to get any money out of her or anything like that. But they had a whole relationship. I think it was like for a year, 2 years, before she found out this man was married with kids, and he was a bold-faced lie. Not only was he a lie, but he was killing people. So this is real. Y'all over here talking about, oh my God, the red flags, the red flags. Let me tell you something. Women, we have hearts. Most of us, we have hearts. And we want to believe the best. And unless you have been previously traumatized, right, and experienced, you know, you've been in jail, you've been around criminals, you know what I mean? You've been in that life. Something, you don't look for those things, because you just don't even think about those things, because you've never been exposed to the level of debauchery and human indecency that these scammers have. You just haven't. So you can't. Your brain can't comprehend it. And so one of the things that I really want you all to get out of this is, instead of looking at other people, and I'm always going to say to do this. This is what I do with my clients. I'm always going to say to do this. You know, I love these stories. I was engrossed just like you. But the difference is, I'm always going to reflect and look back at my life. Wow. When have I done something like this? How has this popped up in my life? What are the lessons that I can learn? Because hell, I don't want to go through that shit, right? I don't want anybody I know to go through this. Maybe I'm not learning this lesson for me. Maybe I'm learning it for somebody else who needs this, right? So look at your own lives. Where have you experienced something like this? Where have maybe you were almost scammed? Where have you been scammed, right? And scammed is not just about money, as you see here. He didn't get no money from her. He took her time. He took her energy. He took her love. He took her years. You know what I mean? So it's not even always just about money or things like that. You know, you gotta look at these things, and yeah, be more cautious, but don't be so cautious that you're hardened. Because if she doesn't do her healing work, what's going to happen is, now she's going to miss out on opportunities, you know, for love, for peace, for joy, for happiness, because she's so hardened. She got the walls up that she now won't let people in. She won't trust. And that's not good either. We don't want that either for her, right? We want happiness. We want joy. We want all the good things. And in order to do that, you have to let down the walls. You have to trust. You do. And so the healing process is definitely going to be important. But yeah, I hope this helped you. If it helped you, you know, give me a like. I want to hear your comments. What do you think about this whole thing? What were your thoughts about the series? I was about to say the Netflix series, y'all, because it really felt like I was watching Netflix, Hulu, one of those things. What did you think about it? What did you get out of it? What did you learn? What were your ahas, your takeaways? And this is something we need to talk about and share with our daughters, our nieces, you know, our aunties, our mamas, like all the women. Like we need to love on each other. We need to have sisterhood and really help each other and say, listen, we need to talk about this so it don't happen to you and it don't have to happen to anybody else. Peace, y'all. Want to hear from you.